Shalom Israel. Started. Everybody comes in. To share and like the class. Shalom Israel. Started. Everybody. Shalom Yahweh. Shalom Yahweh. Shalom Shabrakatah. To all the brothers. Shalom Shemar. Shalom Shemar. Shalom Yahweh. Shalom Yahweh. Shemar Latah by Shalom Shah to all the sisters. There's the ISUPK Brotherhood Class today, coming out of Arizona. Precinct Officer 50 Resign will be holding it down today. Right, today we are going to go over correction, right? Because it seems like a lot of people in the world today don't know how to take corrections. A lot of times people, when we say corrections, people get the misunderstandings as if you're saying that you are better than somebody, or that you are that you know so much more, or you're better, right or wrong, or whatever nonsense that they make reasons for not accepting corrections. A lot of times, correction is just constructive criticism, right? This criticism is to allow you to better yourself and a better, your thought process and a better your own personal being in life. You know what I mean? So that way, if you made a mistake here, somebody correct you. That way, you don't make the same mistake later on, right? Because what I'm saying, we all are capable of making mistakes. You might not have known something, so somebody corrects you on it. Now that you know better, you can then move accordingly, right? There's nothing worse than going through life and not knowing that you've been doing wrong for so long. Because a lot of people go through life never being corrected, and when they hear that correction come through, they think somebody is hating on them. I think somebody just doesn't like you. Do I see? If I like you enough to correct you, that means If I correct you, that means I like you enough to want to see you do better. Because if I hate you, I'll let you continue on that same path. That's only going to lead you to destruction, right? Into ruin. And that's one of the things that we want to avoid for people. And you come into the truth, and you come into the UPK, you're going to get corrected. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it. You should always take correction as the brother wanting for you to do and be better. Because brother don't want you to do and be better. Brother will just let you continue to live in sin. But here we don't want you to live in sin. We want you to follow the path that the Most High has laid out for us in the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And that requires correction, especially us coming out of the world into the truth. There's so many things that we don't actually know, that we're not aware of when it comes to this truth. That we would just, that we would just let things continue to be. That have been destroying us our whole lives. Like we lived our whole lives, not receiving the right corrections. That true correction is hard to do. It's hard for anybody to take, right? But I'm gonna jump to a few scriptures, right? So I'm gonna start off in Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3:11. It says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction." Right. So the scripture says, "Don't despise the chastening of the Lord." Right. I mean, the Lord's going to put you through things to make you correct, for you to correct your course. Right. And it says, "And not be weary of his correction." That chastening is like, saying it's like when you're a child and your mom tells you don't do something, but you still do it anyway. Your parents tell you, don't stay out past dark. You know what I'm saying? But you stay out past dark anyway. Now your parents got to come in and whoop you. And the whipping is just because the parents want to be so evil to you that they just have to whoop you. No, that chastening is for your correction. That's that way you're not out past dark. Because why? Because why? You might not understand why you can't be out past dark. A good parent during the correction will let you know. That's when all that's when all the drug dealers come out. That's where all the prostitutes and things like that come outside during that time. So I don't want you outside with I want you outside where they can easily access you and bring you into the wrong thing. So bring your butt in before dark, before all the gangbangers and prostitutes start coming out, start hitting that corner. Right, I'm going on to verse 12. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. Right, so whom the Lord loves, he corrects. Listen, if you look back into it, like the Lord always corrects the children of Israel. We'll go through a little bit of trouble, a little bit of trouble here and there. But then what happens? The Lord always bring us back. He like we're not put in positions of harm because the Lord doesn't love us. I'm saying we're put in positions of harm because that's the way that He chastens the children of Israel. Like when you see all the instructions that people go through today, the drugs that the people are on, I'm saying being shot down by the police, and you're asking for that help. This is the Lord chastening to bring you back into the truth, trying to bring you back into what you should be doing, which is following His law, statutes, and commandments. So when we're out there, we're telling you that what you're doing is wrong. That Most High says you can't sleep with the white woman, but then you see with the white woman now she's gonna, now she's going to falsely accuse you of rape, and now they got some big charge on you that you have to fight. Where if you listen to the Lord before, you wouldn't be in that position. Now when you come out that position, you come to the truth, you come to the school. And I would tell you, hey, Most High don't want you dealing with white women, so don't deal with white women. Most High don't want you doing drugs. Don't do drugs. But like any parent would do, any parent would make sure that you are always doing the right thing. And that's what correction is for, to always keep you on the right path. The correction is never to make you feel bad, never put you down. Because I love you so much, I'm going to correct you. But people feel nowadays like, I'm an adult, I'm grown. How's a grown adult going to correct me? That, you know what I'm saying? That type of speaking don't make no sense. You know, as if you can't get corrected as an adult, as if you can't do wrong as an adult. Anybody that says that, they hate being corrected. Most of the time, because they never been corrected a day in their life. They never had nobody tell them, no, stop, don't do that. They're so used to just getting everything done their way, and they feel like that you're being mean to us. Brothers that come in here, and when you give them the correction, they leave. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't take being told what they can and can't do. But that's correction, being told what you can and can't do. Listen, what's another name for prisons, right? Didn't it be called a correctional facility? Right. The word correctional facility is supposed to get you to stop doing whatever crime that you did to end up in there. That's supposed to be the whole premise of a correctional facility. So in here, when you come to UPK, I'm not saying we're your correctional facility where we're going to get you back on the right path. We're going to get you right back on the path that the Most High wants you on, not path that you think that you should be on, the one that the Most High wants you on. Right? Because the Lord loves you, man. He wants you to be right. Like I said, even as a father, the son in whom he delighteth. Right? Because the Most High takes delight in his children. You know what I'm saying? That he wants you to be corrected. Just like we take delight, in our brothers and sisters here, that we want to correct you. So that way, so you don't incur the wrath of the Most High. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the main reason for the correction. So we tell you, brother, hey, you might need to slow down. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking to whores. You know what I'm saying? We tell you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Do this or do that. It's for your own betterment, not because, you know what I'm saying, we some power hungry brothers up in here that we just want to keep everybody down. That's not it at all. We just want to make sure everybody is doing the will of the Most High. So doing the will requires you to be corrected. When you lived in the world your whole life, you don't know what the Most High wants of you. So you have to be taught. And be taught, there's going to come some corrections. Let's say you've been corrected your whole life. You don't even know it. You go to school, you get an answer wrong. You know what I'm saying? What does the teacher do sometimes? She goes over the correct answers for you. So that way you don't mess up on the same question you messed up on last time. Next time you should be getting 100%. You come into the school and saying you mess up a few times, we're going to give you the correction. That way you're aiming for 100%. know what I'm saying? I know people say like you can't do 100%, but 100% is 100% is what is what's needed, right? So that way, that way, you can be perfect like the Lord wants you to. And I'm not sure why, not having that correction is bad for you. One sec. Here. Right. So we go to Proverbs 15 in 10, right? It says correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way. He that hateth reproof shall die. Right. So when you fail to get the correction because you're caught up in your feelings, you're caught up in your emotions. You know what I'm saying you're going to forsake that correction that's given to you that could save your life. You know what I'm saying? Like the purpose of correction is to save your life. Like the correction has so many purposes, right? But the main thing of the correction is to better you in the eyes of the Most High. Right? And forsaking that correction, as like I said, he that hateth reproof shall die. Listen, you're gonna go out there and die to something foul because you refused, to sit down and listen. Right, and I know it's not easy, what I'm saying, in today's world where everybody thinks that they're right. Everybody thinks that they know that they're, what I'm saying, right about something. Everybody think that they have the correct way. You have so many different people just making up religions these days. You can't tell them nothing. But when you come here, you're going to be told you can do this, you can't do that. Hey, don't do that anymore. And listen, sometimes it might not sound so nice. Sometimes they're going to be taught to in a very harsh manner or tone. But that isn't out. That is because the brother that's talking to you that way wants you to, wants you to get soft and leave the school. We're trying to correct you because trying to correct you because the love that we have for you here makes it angry when you slip up like that. So you're gonna get talked to in a harsh tone. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes some people only understand when you talk to them in a very heavy or hard tone. Like my kids, for example, my oldest son, I can talk to him nice and tell him, hey, do this, do that, hey, don't do that. He'll go and do it, but now I got yelled at him. Now he feels like I'm the bad guy because I yelled. And I was like, well, if I don't talk to you mean, you don't do what I say. So it's also just knowing how you can talk to somebody, can't talk to some people. Some people might need that hard push, or if they're just not going to listen. That's just the way. That's the way it is sometimes. Sometimes you got to be hard on a brother or sister because sometimes that's the only way they'll actually hear you out. Because being nice don't always work. Being in the understanding tone don't always work. Sometimes you got to take the harder tone. Because then even though they might be angry at that moment, they'll sit back and think on it later. Then they'll finally hit them. Why you have to talk to them that way?
Yeah, it's like if I may also, sometimes the tone is matched for the severity of the thing that needs to be corrected. So if you don't follow this law, you keep, for a sister that keeps being a whore, the result of it can result in an abortion, disease. You see what I'm saying? Loss of children, sometimes loss of life. People lose their lives behind women dealing with multiple men and things like that. Like, that's a severe thing. If you keep doing this and you're going down this path, you're not listening, taking heed, then the song has to get more aggressive. You see what I'm saying? If a brother has a problem with gangs, he doesn't want to leave gangs. You tell him, hey, you know what I mean? You're doing this, you're doing that, you're partaking in this behavior. Okay, hey man, you need to get out of them gangs, because you're not listening. You see what I'm saying? Because if I don't tell you this and you don't take heed, then it's gonna be harsher than what I'm telling you. Like the same way with your children. It's like they think you're being mean, but it's really going to be mean when you have to go to jail for the next 10 years, and the police officers are going to talk to you mean, and the guy in the cell is going to try to rob you, take things from you, is going to be more mean than I am right now. So it's also to that effect as well. So,
sir, yeah, like the officer is saying, I'm saying, other one was saying, I'm saying sometimes the tone has to match the severity of the correction, right? Because saying there's always saying levels to corrections. Now, some corrections you'll do right. Most corrections you'll do if it's possible. You'll do behind the scenes, behind closed doors. Go take that brother back there and correct him. But sometimes, saying you might have to take the brother, might have to correct the brother right then and there, depending on what it is that he did. Has to be shown that we can't even take it nowhere because everybody needs to see just how bad what you did was, so that way they'll know not to do it as well. Like I said, just paraphrase, like some public rebuke is better than secret love.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You might have to tell a brother, might tell the brother down in front of people sometimes, depending on what he did. Once again, it's not to embarrass you, it's to correct you. But sometimes that embarrassment comes with the correction. So that way you'll be like, all right, I don't want to be embarrassed like that again.
Right.
I don't want the brother to have to speak like that to me again. I don't want, I don't want to have to come down on me like that again. That's it. And a lot of times, the demons will come on you because they'll want you to fight the correction. They'll want you to say, hey man, he hates you. That's what it is. He hates you. They don't want you around. You see how they talk to you? Listen, he don't talk to such and such that way. But he talks to you that way because he don't really like you. And now at least that demons will get you out of here. Unless you stop, talk to others. Hey, I've been feeling this way and this way, or you just feel like the correction was a little too stern. Then go talk to the brother. You know what I'm saying? And then he can explain to you why why had to use that level of aggression to correct you. Because like I tell my kids, a lot of times when you're on the outside, you don't always see the bigger picture. I tell my kids certain things, and they be like, why is this? I was like, I'm telling you this for a reason, because a lot of times in your mind, when you're offended, you don't see the bigger picture of what's going on, or what's going to help you, or how you might have not just embarrassed yourself, might have also embarrassed the school. And that's one thing that we can't stand for here. It's embarrassing the school. Let alone you out there embarrassing yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that correction will help you do. Help you. I'm saying not embarrass yourself, not put yourself in situations like that. You know what I'm saying? It's better to just take corrections as they come because it's out of love. It's out of betterment. I don't know how many times I can actually. I don't know how many times I actually say, the word to betterment, to improve you, to get you to walk, the straight and narrow path. That's all the brothers. That's all we want in the schools for brothers to serve the Most High. You saying, and certain Most High is going to cause you to be corrected in certain ways. It's going to cause you to get a checking. Listen, I don't know the brother in school that never had a checking. that comes with doing this work because you're learning along the way. And saying, listen, even the prophets, and the disciples that wrote with Jesus, not Jesus, but that wrote with Yahushua, they were still learning. They were still learning, even after he was taken up by the chariots. They were still learning and trying to understand what he left them behind to know. So you come in here, you're not going to know everything. We're not going to assume you know everything. So we're going to teach you everything. We're going to correct you in what you don't know, right? And check you when you mess up, so that way you don't do the same thing. Do the same thing again. We're not here to be mean. And a lot of people think that. And for example, like one of the spot where I stay now, sometimes when I go outside to just to chill, maybe draw my sketchbook. You know what I'm saying? There's a brother there who Let's say who just loves white women. And I told her, but hey man, listen, sisters are where it's at. You should be really going seeking another sister. Nah, man, listen, sisters are too loud. This and that. I really like. I think a good Christian white woman is the way to go. Not saying, well, you can find you a so-called good Christian black woman. Not saying that's what you're looking for. Nah, they all loud. The brother ended up leaving, and now the brother, is facing some complications with the law because the white woman he was talking to, saying her husband was a police officer, and now he's dealing with that situation. He wanted to ask me, I was like, listen, but ain't nothing I can do for you at this point. I told you to leave white women alone, but you wanted to go out there and deal with her. Now I have to face the consequences of these actions that you brought. I said, you're supposed to know the Bible, but you out there want to mess with a married woman. If you have received the counsel earlier, not to correct you, I got to be. And I told him, he was like, why you being mean to me? Why you talking so mean? I was like, because you were being stupid. You're being dumb. It's like in the history, how many times have black men been killed off the lives of a white woman? You don't want to learn? Listen, keep messing with that white woman. Her husband gonna shoot you dead. And then he's gonna file it under a missing persons case because he's a police officer. Right. I said, so leave that woman alone. Leave white women alone in general, and go find you a black, Hispanic, or Native American woman. that's what you should do. Go do that. Stop. Leave that woman and her people alone. But knowing a brother, I'm pretty sure he's not. It kind of went into one ear, off the other. I'm pretty sure you can go find a different white woman, to mess with. On my part, I've already gave him the correction. So if not, since he despised it, right? Said he found that correction grievous, and forsake that correction. So it's not gonna happen. What now? He's gonna find himself in a what's phrase go out of the fire pan and into the fire. He was in the fire. He was in the frying pan. That brother gonna jump right into the fire because he forsake the correction that I was trying to give him. Because God loves everybody. Everybody for the world. And this and that. His mind that he think that we're too small minded because we only think about our people. And I was like, well, I'm not small minded because I think about my people only. I'd rather be that than to be in the position that you're in right now. And saying my position, if I just deal with my woman, he's like, I'm not as worried about her doing those same things that the white woman would do to you. Now you're gonna have sisters that's gonna lie and call the police on you. You will. But what's worse? Taking that from a sister or taking that from a white woman who, not 9 times out of 10 is not going to face any charges for what she did. I'm saying her white husband is going to hide it, in the police force. Because that's what he does. It's levels to it. You got to be able to receive correction to avoid further complications in life. I'm saying that nobody wants to have a complicated life. Nobody wants to have a hard life. I'm saying we in school we try to alleviate that for you in school. We give so you get an order, just do the order, so that way whoever gave you the order that it comes back on that person. You know what I'm saying? Or if you just didn't want to listen, then it's just on you at that point in time. But we don't want it to just be on you. That way you don't have to worry about, falling deeper into destruction or to ruin, in your life. You want to be able to, you want to be able to live a so-called good life. But the so-called good life comes with somebody telling you what you can and can't do. It's not because I hate you, because I want to be mean to you. Because I love you, I want you to be able to have a better life, be able to prosper better in what the Most High sees as righteous. You know what I'm saying? Being a better help, you know what I'm saying, to your people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be a better help to your people if every time you give you a correction, you go back, you know, and get drunk. So it's not you're a drunkard. And I gotta yell at you about being a drunkard. And yell, and I gotta tell you what comes with being a drunkard. I don't want you to sit in some AA meetings or go to the doctor. The doctor says you got liver damage because you've been drinking too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, my kid's mom, like her grandfather, you know, said was warned by his doctors to stop drinking because he already has liver damage, but he kept drinking anyway. And then he passed away before, you know what I'm saying, before the first son was even born. You know what I'm saying? That's what we don't want you to do. That's when you fail to listen to correction, that leads you to die in that kind of sad way where, you know, you could have lived. You could have had a little bit of a longer life. So you have what? Listen, like I said earlier, the correction is for you to live, not for us to, you know, do you dirty or to
Look up or pick up.
Lots. It's not for us to do you dirty, do you wrong, but, you know, want you to live so that we can enjoy time, you know what I'm saying, with our brother, with our sister. So that comes with, you know, having to, you know what I'm saying, to correct you. I mean, because if I was you, know, so I would want, you know, saying somebody to correct me, you know, if I'm doing wrong. You know what I'm saying, if I'm messing up, I'm not getting what I need to get done. I would want somebody to step in and say, yo, Razan, you know, you ain't doing this, you doing that, you messing up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to, you know, tighten that shit up. It's locky. Tighten it up. You know what I'm saying? So that way, that lets me know where I'm at. Like, damn, I didn't even realize, I didn't even see it. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and take what was told to me and do better. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody, you know what I'm saying, nobody wants to continue doing wrong unless you just don't care. A lot of people just don't care out here. And a lot of people rather continue doing the wrong things, and that's what happened, brother. Even though we know for a fact that drug dealing is bad, but brothers are still gonna be drug dealers. Brothers still want to go be gang members. You know what I'm saying? Brothers still want to go do that. Sisters want to go still be whores and prostitutes, even though you tell them stop doing this, stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much that can be done for you, or be done, or be told to you, until you have to take the reins in for yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to listen, and you're not going to listen and take the correction, and then do better from the correction that you were giving, there's only so much that can be done. You have to just have to split ways. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the saying? Like, you can't help somebody that don't want to help themselves. This is help. You know what I'm saying? Help. People say that, but people don't know what that help is. That help is correction. If I go to the doctor and the doctor tells me, the doctor says, "Hey, you're smoking too many cigarettes. Your lungs are really damaged. To save your lungs, you're gonna have to stop smoking cigarettes. And we're gonna go through these and do these procedures to help get your lungs back to where they should be." But then you continue to say, "Nah, F it. I'm gonna keep smoking cigarettes." Like the craziest thing to me was, as a child, one of my great aunts had a friend who spoke through one of those voice boxes because he smoked so many cigarettes and it destroyed his throat, destroyed his lungs, so he can't talk regular. He had to hold his fingers up like this to talk, but he was still smoking cigarettes. And then like a few years later, he passed away because his lungs just collapsed on him. Just like couldn't take it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that brother could have been saved if somebody was there to tell him, "Hey, stop smoking cigarettes." He could have been saved if my aunt had, stopped buying him cigarettes and they told him, "Hey, you really got to talk to a voice box. It's better off that you don't, keep smoking." You know what I'm saying, where was the love that somebody supposed to have for him to help him stop smoking? But some people like that chased away all the love that somebody could offer him because he refused to do better. Like I don't see how you can find yourself in a bad situation and then still continue to dismiss corrections, to dismiss help. That's the case. The Most High will just let you wallow in your destruction. He'll let you just continue on in your sin. But here in UPK, we rather the Lord not look upon you like that. We rather the Lord look upon you, with a smile on his face and saying that's my good son because you're doing the righteous thing that the Most High wants you to do. Right, and once again, like I said, you come in here, we're not telling you this, just to control you, as some people say. Everything we tell you is always for your betterment, right? And because the Most High requires it, right? He requires you to do better, to be better. He requires you to be corrected if correction is needed, right? So like right here, go to 2 Timothy 3:16. All Scripture is given by inspiration of God, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness. That's when it comes down to it. That's but it comes down to it. That's the main thing right there, is to make sure that you have the correction needed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, all Scripture is given. It's profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness. Right? And that's what we want for you to be doing all the time, is to be doing things that are righteous to the Most High.
What was that last precept?
2 Timothy 3:16. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main thing, right? For correction. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the UPK, is for you to continue doing the things that the Most High deems righteous. Because what the world deems righteous doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? The Most High says our righteousness is a dirty rag. So you shouldn't be going off what somebody else deems as righteous. You go off what the Most High deems as righteous, because man don't know a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Man is stupid. People are dumb. I don't know if you realized it. People are very, very stupid. You know what I'm saying? You got you got people doing dumb challenges because everybody else does it. And if you don't do it, you're looked at doing as weird. Like what was going on like last year or so? Like people was walking on milk crates. Like I don't know how that started. Like you just randomly got a bunch of milk crates together, started walking up and down them, and people were getting hurt doing that. You know what I'm saying? People join gangs, you know what I'm saying, for some form of brotherhood because you don't find that brotherhood or love in the house, so you think it's some gang. But when you're told that gangs are bad, you know what I'm saying, when you look at the lives of gang members, their lives only end one way. It's always in death. Not because you chose to run with this gang. Now you got to involve yourself in some shootout that you don't have to be in, because you want to, involve yourself in some type of those kind of activities. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to just talk to a lot of prostitutes and whores, and then you get told that no, don't do that, because what if you catch something? Then you catch HIV, AIDS, whatever venereal disease that comes along with that, because you didn't want to listen to the person that corrected you. You come into school and you fall out because you don't want to listen. listen, Lord be with you, man, because it's a tough thing. Listen, to receive correction, but know that the correction is always out of love. The correction is always because a person loves you so much that they don't want to see you hurt. So I tell my kids things because I don't want to see them hurt. Brothers in schools tell me things because they don't want to see me hurt, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Correction is a form of love at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Somebody not telling you something, they really hate you. Like how many times you didn't see somebody, like, for instance, like how many times you didn't see a celebrity wear something or do something extremely stupid, and then you wondered, hey, where's the person that tell them that was a bad idea? Where's that person at? Because you know a lot of celebrities surround themselves with a bunch of yes men, people that just say yes to anything they want to do. Those people that they want to just say yes because they just want to get paid. They don't care about your well being. They're around you to get money. Just like even if you're not a celebrity, if you just make a certain amount of money or you're just popular, people only be around you because you're popular because they can gain something from you. But there's no love there. They'll never tell you something is a bad idea. So something what you're doing is stupid, can get you hurt. They'll cheer you on. They'll gaslight you, and now you're hurt. Now you're the one looking dumb. You're looking stupid. You're the one who was then 6 feet under because you surrounded yourself with people who don't love you. People that did love you, you pushed away because you thought they were just being mean to you. That they didn't want to see be great or whatever nonsense people say these days. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I was spot of Matt, right? This brother that stays there. He was told, hey man, listen, you can't have, alcohol here because you have a lot of people that are recovering alcoholics. So you can't bring alcohol. Man, y'all just don't want to see me be great up in here. I just want to have a little drink. You can't have the drink here. You might trigger somebody. I just want to control us up in here. That brother Richie put out because he was found walking in with those 3 big fifths of vodka. You know what I'm saying? Now he was back out in the streets where we could have had at least a place to lay his head at. When he was corrected, he refused it because he thought that he was better, or they just didn't want him to they're just trying to stop him from drinking so much, not realizing that the other people there that who are recovering, who's trying to get better. He didn't want that. It's like when you come in here and saying we make sure that our brother can recover, that he's getting the proper correction to help him in his recovery. So a brother can't drink without getting drunk, or being a drunkard. The brother gonna tell the brother, hey, you can't drink for a certain amount of time now. We'll help him whatever is needed to help him conquer that demon. And then some brothers just can't never pick up a bottle again. That's the truth of the matter, and that's part of the correction. Being told, hey, we realize that it's been realized that you can't handle a drink without getting drunk. Can't handle a drink without acting a fool and embarrassing everybody. You can't touch another bottle again. And a brother who's sincere, who wants to be better, he'll take that correction, knowing that they're only sending it out of love. He'll put the bottle away. He'll listen. He'll do what he's told. The brother who thinks that we just want to be mean, that we want him to not have fun or go out and party, he'll see that as these niggas trying to control me. Let me get up out of here. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from drinking. Now he didn't drink himself into a ditch somewhere, or he didn't drink himself, and now he got into a conversation with the police. Now he's dead. These things come when you don't want to accept correction. Bad things happen when you don't accept correction. A lot of that can be avoided. when you just do as you're told. You just take the correction, saying receive it, saying delightfully, gleefully, cheerfully, that somebody loves you enough to want to see you do better, loves you enough to want to keep you from harm. Because that's the most important thing at the end of the day, is to keep you out of harm's way, to minimize your risk of whatever destruction can come towards you.
That's right.
So to minimize nothing. Listen, what you don't understand is that when we correct you, we're doing that so that the Most High will look down upon you and happy. But if you don't take the correction and continue to do what you want to do, is the Most High will make you a reprobate mind. The Most High will push you up at the school, and he'll have you in a ditch somewhere. Or he'll have you drugged out somewhere. That's what. Or you can just listen, stay in the school, accept the brotherhood, because the brotherhood is about loving our own. We loved you enough, as I said so many times now, to want to see you do better, to want to correct you. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going in the class. So we are the ISUPK. Saying started 125th Street. Out here in Arizona. We got our down here, but we are at 28th and Cactus out here in Arizona. Classes Tuesday through Friday, about 6 to 8. Catches come to cyber service on Saturdays, 10 to 12. You know what I'm saying? It's all open to all Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So come down here, and get corrected, man. Saying get your corrections, get your check-ins, and then be better. So you're seen as righteous by the Most High, because you're doing the righteous things of the Most High. That's the only thing that's the best thing that we want from you, right? Is to receive that correction, so the Most High look on you favorably. And saying also, much as I like to say all the time, saying make your election sure. I'm saying you want to continue down this path, this dark path that we've all been set on our whole lives. You can do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't anybody can control you. You want to see corrections? The door is right there. You don't have to stay. And with that, you know what I'm saying, that's the class.